It is Thursday, May 14th. It is time to get in the weeds. I'm Jeremy Lambert. That is SP3. Plenty to talk about here on this Thursday. We're going to talk about Dynamite. We're going to talk a little NBA playoffs, maybe a little NHL playoffs. And SP3, I went back and I rewatched yesterday's show, the Gingerbread Man portion of yesterday's show, since I wasn't here for that. I thought you handled yourself. I mean, I don't know about putting a hit out on a guy, but I was a little disappointed in him as well because I don't want him taking your job. I don't want to take him my job. He's going to replace all of us with Shrek, Donkey, and himself. Like, I'm not thrilled about this. I got to say, but I'm a man of fairness, as people know. I am a man of fairness. I've decided, the Gingerbread Man and I talked yesterday, and he pitched me on an idea to let him, Shrek, and Donkey do kind of like a test run, a pilot show. So in about half an hour, 45 minutes, we're gonna step away before we jump into Dynamite and everything, because that's when I'm really doing this to piss off Joel, because like if I can do that as well, that's also accomplishing something for me, you know? So Joel was like, 45 minutes, talk about the thumbnail and everything. So in about 45 minutes or so, half an hour, we're going to turn the show over to Gingerbread Man, Shrek, and Donkey. They're not doing the rest of the show. I told them they could have 15 minutes tops, and they got to hit their time because that's very important because, you know, we're very timely on this show. We never go over things like that, you know. So I told them they got to hit their time, but you're going to get about 10, 15 minutes of Shrek, Donkey, and Gingerbread Man as they're not taking over this show. I'm gonna be honest with you guys right now, but we are looking for weekend host. You know, we've talked about doing a weekend show, so maybe we give them ITW weekend. I'm gonna turn it over to them though. All right, I'm sorry. I know that might upset you a little bit, but this is what we're gonna do. This is what we do in about half an hour or so. I know, and for the record, I'm just breaking this news to SP3. I did not tell him about this. I don't know what he's doing right now. This isn't good. I didn't tell him about this before we went on the air. So I'm a little concerned of what he's doing. Do you have anything? He's calling Joel to get me fired. I mean, Joel can't fire me, but sure. Are you on the phone with Pat McAfee? Is that who you were talking to?
Nope. Have you talked to the Gingerbread Man this morning?
Yeah, I talked to him this morning. I talked to him a couple of hours ago. Yeah, we spoke this morning.
Okay.
All right. Well,
and he's in the same place that he was yesterday, right?
I don't know where he's at.
Oh,
I heard you mention Ohio. I don't know him like that. I have no idea where he's at.
No problem.
I don't know.
No problem.
So, all right.
Yeah.
How you doing? How's it going?
I'm splendid right now after that call. I'm great.
Right. Okay.
I'm doing well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So,
well, it's Thursday. You guys know what that means. We're going to talk some AEW Dynamite today. Dynamite, they got over their 3-hour slump from last week, and they had a really good show last night. Unfortunately, we're getting 3 hours for the next 2 weeks after this, so this might be a very short streak of good episodes. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Dynamite. We got to talk about Darby Allin once again stealing the show with another banger against Konosuke Takeshita, probably Takeshita's best match in AEW in over a year. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about the great final segment of the show with the contract signing between Darby Allin and MJF for the hair versus title match at AEW Double or Nothing. Tony Khan once again is watching In the Weeds and AE Ramble on his Thursday as he finally addressed the fact that he hasn't built to Double or Nothing at all. And he actually did build to Double or Nothing with some really good matches added to that show, as well as they revealed the brackets for the Owen Hart Cup, where once again the women are lapping the men as far as excitement for the bracket, as we might see a Saray in AEW, which I'm very excited about. We're going to see Hazuki in AEW, which I am ecstatic about. I've been a big Hazuki fan for a number of years, but we got to ask the question, where is Mercedes Moné? How does Mercedes Moné factor into all of this? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the men's bracket, where Will Ospreay will go one-on-one with Samoa Joe, his dream match of all dream matches at Double or Nothing in the first round of the Owen Hart Cup, while Swerve Strickland will face Bandito in the first round. And are we heading towards Swerve and Ospreay going at it once again in the final, which will happen at Forbidden Door? We'll talk about Kevin the Jet Knight in his open challenge, as Brian Cage has amazingly got more swole than he was before his injury in his time off. And we'll talk about his return on the show, as well as Speedball Mike Bailey being the next challenger for the AEW World Championship. We'll talk all about that, as well as the NBA playoffs, as the Cavs finally won a road game. They finally won a road game as they go up 3-2 against the Detroit Pistons. We'll see if the Spurs can finish up on the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight, and we'll talk about the Knicks and Thunder's dominance going on in the playoffs so far. So we got a lot to discuss on this show, and maybe we'll talk some NXT, because I know how much Jeremy loves talking about NXT, and since I had to talk about the Gingerbread Man more than once this week, I will make him talk about NXT, where my Evolve and LFG crew are talking about. Hey, I might even feel so good about that call that I just made, I might bring back the C-suite. Maybe one night only, one day only, but I'm only going to be talking about LFG because I haven't had any place to talk about LFG for the last 3 weeks. And I don't like the new season, but I will talk about it because I feel good about that call.
The Timberwolves game's tomorrow night, not tonight. Just to correct you.
Oh well, no. I don't care about the schedule. My team is out of it. I don't care about the schedule.
I'm just letting you know we're nothing if not accurate on this show. You know.
What do I care? My team's out of it. You got my team's out of it to the point that you got Lakers stan, aka LeBron sicko fan, Shannon Sharp, saying that the Lakers were never on TV before LeBron got there, which is the most preposterous thing I think.
The Lakers are only on TV.
They're only on TV. Then I had the Shannon Sharp fans telling me, oh, he didn't say that. He didn't mean when Kobe was there. He meant after Kobe. When in 2014, 2015, we had 35 games on television when we were an awful team, and everyone complained about it. The year before LeBron got there, LeVar Ball did his whole agenda pushing Lonzo Ball as the next great NBA player, to the point that we were on TV 40 times in a year that we were awful. In the years we were awful, we were still on TV because we are the Los Angeles Lakers. Shannon Sharp is gotten so manipulated and so bamboozled by the greatness of LeBron James. He has gone down the doldrums of his former co-host of Skip Bayless. He's going to be doing guest spots on First Take to get his wrestling opinion out, because he's going to have no platform by the time he's done.
Yeah, that's an absurd take that they were never on TV before LeBron. They're going to continue to be on TV after LeBron. They're still going to have Luka and Austin Reeves and whoever else. So, yeah, they're still going to be on TV plenty.
Then you had a freaking Nick Wrong on television saying, "Oh yeah, LeBron's run in the Lakers is successful because at the same period, Nikola Jokic only has one championship, and Giannis Antetokounmpo only has one championship and one conference finals. So he's on the same. Would you call their runs unsuccessful? So you can't call LeBron's run unsuccessful. Not taking into the fact that LeBron joined the Los Angeles Lakers. The standard for the Los Angeles Lakers is a lot different than the standard for the Denver Nuggets and the Milwaukee Bucks. How do these people get paid? Why aren't we getting their money? We do a better job, and they just watch in the weeds and get all their good basketball takes and discourse from us.
It is amazing that they just give these blanket kind of hot takes and don't do any like substantial research and get paid as much as they do. Stuff like that, as far as it was successful because he has the same amount of championships and all, like, it's just kind of, it's very opinion, right? But a lot of these dudes will say stuff when it's very clear they like aren't watching the games, and like especially like Thunder games and everything when it comes to the foul baiting topic and just fouls in general. And it's like, you've not watched all season, and that's fine. There's a lot of games on. You don't have to watch every single game, but also you should probably just not get your takes off of TikTok videos and 2-minute social media clips. You should probably like do a little bit of research on there, at least like look at the stats a little bit on this stuff. But like they don't do any of that stuff, and like it's very annoying. That's why I don't listen to a lot of these people. I have no idea what Nick Wright's takes are. I could not care less about Nick Wright's takes. I don't listen to him. I don't listen to Shannon Sharp. I don't listen to Skip Bayless, any of these people. Like I cannot possibly care about any.
You should not. And I am not saying that LeBron's run with the Lakers was unsuccessful. It was successful. He's won a championship. Yes, he was on a win now team, but he brought Anthony Davis to the team. He was not going to come to the Los Angeles Lakers if LeBron James wasn't there, which made the Lakers relevant again in the NBA zeitgeist and made them one of the contenders to go to the championship every year, even when they didn't have a good team around LeBron and AD. He set the scoring record with the Los Angeles Lakers, so that's a big thing that makes it a successful run. And most of all, he became the first player in NBA history to play with his son. He basically controlled the franchise for 8 seasons. Like, that is a success. I don't care about the Nick Wrong way to explain why it's a success. Those 3 things makes it a successful run, regardless of what y'all want to think, regardless of what standard and expectations y'all want to put on it. It was a successful run.
I think it was slightly successful because I don't know what it's LeBron, right? So the expectations were going to be high. It's the Lakers. The expectations were going to be high. He joined a team that wasn't very good, and they were young. They had talent, and everyone talked about like, oh, the Lakers kids, they're going to be so good in however many years. And LeBron was like, nah, get y'all's asses out of here. We missed the playoffs. We're getting
he did that
Anthony
one
Davis.
season where he finally gets hurt and he doesn't play after Christmas, when before Christmas we were great. We were looking good with him and the young kids, but he got hurt on the Christmas Day game, and then we didn't make the playoffs that season. He was like, all right, get rid of these kids. Let's get AD.
Yeah, he's like, give me Anthony Davis. And then injuries to Davis hurt things. They got Luka. Like last season, the chemistry wasn't quite there, and they had no real big. This season, like, they were great in March. They were fantastic in March. And then Luka and Reeves got hurt in April, and then the playoffs went how they went. DeAndre Ayton is who we thought he was in those
no amount of
moments. Not enough crunk juice. I'll give JJ Redick a lot of credit. I know you were high on Redick. I didn't know if that was Lakers optimism or if you were like actually believing in JJ Redick. But either way, you were high on Redick. I was a little hesitant because he's a guy with no coaching experience coming into a tough position. I didn't think he did a great job last year with everything, but he was dealt kind of a tougher hand last year with, now we're going to trade Davis in the middle of the season. Here's Luka. You got to basically switch your entire offense and defense at that point, and it becomes tough. This year, I thought he did a fantastic job, all things considered. Like, I thought the playoffs against the Thunder, especially, like, I thought he did a great job with the scheme and how he was trying to handle things. They got the ball out of Shea's hands. It was basically, we're going to dare everybody else to beat us, and AJ Mitchell was like, bet. But I don't mind that strategy. The offense, they didn't have enough firepower offensively against the OKC defense, especially. But I thought overall, like, I thought it was a good job by him given the hand that he was dealt. Now, if he has Luka, how is the series different? I don't know. I mean, it's obviously much different.
We won 2 games.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's what Luka's good for 2 games against that Thunder team.
It's different because you're probably not playing the same defense with Luka out there, right? Because Luka's not going to scramble as hard. I mean, maybe he will, but history tells us he's a step slow on defense. So you're going to play a different kind of defense with Luka and Reeves out there compared to the defense they had out there. So I don't know what changes defensively and how much that affects them and then how that carries over offensively. It's a different series with Luka. It's a different series if Dub plays for OKC. So, but I thought he did a great job. Like, they were swept. The second half wasn't competitive in 3 of the 4 games. But I thought overall, like, he still did a good job given the hand he was dealt. And, they beat the Rockets, which I know the Rockets didn't have Durant, but I kind of thought that the Rockets were still a slight, especially with the Lakers not having Reeves in the first 4 games. Yeah. I thought the Rockets were still slightly better than the Lakers.
Yeah, because it was basically the 2024-2025 Rockets versus the 2023-2024 AD injury Lakers.
Yeah. I mean, no Dylan Brooks changed the Rockets defense, and even a guy like Jalen Green changed things a little bit. But I still thought the Rockets should have won. I mean, you really look back at that game 3 and how they just literally threw the game away. And the Lakers ended up winning that game. But no, I thought JJ Redick did a good job overall. The Pistons and the Cavs, this is why I don't like making assumptions after like 1 or 2 games, because if you looked at after the second game of this series, you would have been like, James Harden's washed. This is going to go 5 games at the most. Like, James Harden in the playoffs, oh God, like, shocker that this is what's happening. And then he's hitting big shots down the stretch these past few games. The
Cavs big offensive rebound last night.
Yeah, like the Cavs have completely come alive with winning 3 straight and obviously winning last night, finally picking up a victory on the road. It's like this is why the series isn't over until a team wins 4 games, and why you can't feel comfortable until a team wins 4 games. Because, if you asked anybody after the second game of this series, it was all, playoff James Harden, washed. Like, he's completely done. Now it's like, James Harden, he might still be kind of good.
And who's like really the big disappointment of this series is Jalen Duren.
Yeah, terrible.
He's been awful. He's been awful this whole kind of playoffs, really. Like, he's not kind of followed up from a career year in the regular season. So it's disappointing. I don't think the series is over. I can't say the Cavs are gonna win for sure. But I mean, if the Cavs do win, this is basically gonna be the conference finals that we all predicted at the beginning of the season. We all thought that the Cavs and the Knicks were the 2 teams that were gonna go far and make it in the Eastern Conference. So it would be kind of funny because of how that kind of that narrative, that prediction kind of got changed throughout the course of the season because of how well the Pistons and the Celtics played. And then if they seem to implode in the playoffs, it's going to be interesting. And with the Pistons, is basically going to be the 2024 Oklahoma City Thunder, where they overachieved, and then they found a team that was more experienced, and they have a great guard who can play, who hasn't even played great. That's the crazy thing about the Cavs being up 3-2. James Harden and Donovan Mitchell have not played great. Like, Mitchell had that great game 4, but other than that, he has not played great. Yeah, great half. He has not played great this series.
Yeah, Mitchell wasn't good last night. He did hit some big threes in overtime and down the stretch, so he was there kind of when they needed him most then. But yeah, he wasn't good for the most part last night. Again, Harden hit clutch shots in game 3 to avoid them going down 3-0. Yeah, Jalen Duren's been bad, like all playoffs. He wasn't good in the Orlando series.
Nope.
Either, and that was the knock on him. I thought of
that's why I kind of do want the Cavs to move on, because I feel more confident that the Cavs can beat the Knicks than I could do with the Pistons at this point.
I thought of the 2024 OKC team as well, in that Cade's been playing really well, although he had some ghastly turnovers last night.
And he didn't box out on that last offensive rebound.
Yeah, it's a bad turnover. I think it was game 3 as well, where he turned the ball over like 3 straight possessions. Like, he's still a little too casual with the ball, but the rest of that team, like, there's no offense being generated anywhere else. And unlike the Thunder team from a few years ago, like, we had some decent offensive players. Like, Giddey was... he theoretically he should have been able to get to the rim, get to the paint. Same with J-Dub. Like, neither of them just like played well. They just weren't ready for that moment at that time. And kind of same thing with Chet. Like, the Pistons don't even have a guy. Like, you're relying on like Karis LeVert for this kind of stuff. And like, yeah, LeVert had like a good half in game 4, but not super sustainable. Like, Dennis, like, oh, okay. Like, is he... again, good player, but a guy in the playoffs that's like really going to carry the offense? No, not really there. Yeah, Sword Thompson, man, there's too much Ben Simmons in the Thompson twins games. Like, just... yeah. And I don't think they quite have the touch.
They can't shoot for a lick.
No, and I don't think they have the touch of Simmons, like, around the rim and stuff. Because, like, young Ben Simmons was actually, like, a problem offensively, because he was getting to the rim. He had the length to finish around and over people, and he had like good touch as well. Like, the Thompson twins don't have like any of that. I mean, Cade's good, but he's not able to completely do everything by himself. But yeah, Jalen Duren, I mean, he's an all-star. You're supposed to get more out of him than he's really getting. But that's the problem with a guy like him in the playoffs, is he's not going to stretch the floor. So he's not going to get threes. He can run, like, he's good in like the pick and roll and everything. But okay, you take that away and it's like, what's he going to do? You're going to post him up on Mobley or Allen? Like, that's not going to... He's not that like big and bruising to where that's going to work. Right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't have like a great mid-range. Like, he's not a guy that can like create his own shot or anything like that. Like, a guy like that, it's very easy to see why they struggle in the playoffs, because you need more in the playoffs than, all right, we can just spam the pick and roll the entire time, because teams are going to be like, well, no, you're not going to just do that the entire game. Like, regular season, it works. It's fine. You can, the energy levels are different for every team's on a game-to-game basis. So it's like, yeah, I can get 5 offensive rebounds and putbacks and easy points and stuff. Like, when you're that big and you work that hard, like, you can't do that as well in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. It really feels like the Pistons are like one year and one move away from really being the team that can make it farther and make it to the NBA Finals. They just don't have it. Even if they're able to come back and win the next two games against the Cavs, I have no confidence of them. The way they've looked in these first two rounds, I have no confidence they can beat this Knicks team, which is firing on all cylinders and probably the best Knicks basketball that we've seen since that 1999 playoffs with Latrell Sprewell and Allen Houston. That's how good the Knicks are playing. They're probably better offensive team than that team was. So yeah, it's not looking good. It's looking like the Knicks are going to make the NBA Finals, which I'm very thankful I'm not in New York for that.
I don't know if the Celtics would have put up like more of like if they would have beaten the Knicks, because they ultimately they lost a 3-1 lead and lost to the Sixers in the first round. So clearly the Sixers across 7 games were better than the Celtics. It doesn't feel like the Celtics would have gotten swept and been blown out in 3 of 4 games against the Knicks.
No,
it feels like they would have won at least one.
It would have at least, yeah, it would have. I think it would have at least been a 6-game series with the Celtics and the Knicks. I think that the Celtics were ready, and I think that was the whole thing. That was one of their problems. And you hate to say this in any type of sport, but I feel like the Celtics were already looking ahead to the Knicks after they won Game 4. After they won Game 4 of that series, they were already looking ahead to the Knicks, and that's when the Sixers kind of caught them with a punch while they were distracted and got them in Game 4, got them in Game 5, then got them again in Game 6, and then Tatum's out. You got Mazzulla, who was basically he was pitching a perfect game as a coach this whole season into the playoffs, and then just decided to throw a ball into the stands and walk one of the guys before the home run king comes out after him. Like, it was basically, it all fell apart after Tatum got injured and they lost Game 6. It was over. The Sixers got the win there. So no, Mazzulla should not get fired. Stop it, JPJ. Stop it.
I think JPJ is a Celtics fan. So
I know he is. I've done a podcast with JPJ. He has the strongest Boston accent I have ever heard on somebody I've done a podcast with. I know. He didn't even need to tell me he was a Celtics fan. I could tell from his voice. He sounded like Marky Mark on the episodes of Ted. Like, it was ridiculous. And he's always hating on the Lakers. That's another sign. You're either a LeBron hater, you're a Laker hater, or you're a Celtic fan. And then with that accent, I was like, definitely a Celtics fan.
All right, I got a couple more basketball things. Do you sign Austin Reeves to a max contract?
No. If he is once the max, I don't think that he is that type of player. Like, if he had put up the numbers he was putting up before the injury, and he never had the injury, and he played like 75, 80 games, and he put up those numbers, hell yeah, he deserves the max contract. I think that you need to give him the tier below the max contract. And if he wants to make more money and he wants to go to another team, you're just going to have to kind of deal with that. Maybe you work out a sign-in trade with another team. But I mean, I know that Luka has really put out there and vouched for Reeves, that he wants to play with Reeves, but I just don't think that Reeves is a max contract type of guy.
Some team's going to give him the max, though.
Yeah, I know. That's the unfortunate thing.
So it feels like the Lakers are going to have to sign him to the max, unless there's a sign and trade to work out. But yeah, Luka and Reeves are like best friends. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that's going to go over with Luka if they like trade him or lose him, because he already got shipped out from Dallas, so he's already a little scarred from that. Now you might lose his best friend on this team. I just don't know if it's going to go over well.
Because if you sign him to a max contract, you're definitely probably going to lose LeBron, unless LeBron is going to take less for his last season or last 2 seasons of his career. And I don't mind that. I don't mind losing LeBron because I really feel like we should use any other money that we have outside of re-signing Reeves and maybe re-signing Rui to use a part of like a trade. But we need size. We need lob threats to play around Luka. That's where Luka is at his best. If we can work out a deal where we can trade Rui or for like a Derek Lively or someone like that, man, whatever we need to do, we need to get some size and some lob threats around Luka and Reeves for next season.
Yeah, not re-signing LeBron would free up money, but it doesn't actually free up like as much money as you guys think because they're already like over the cap and everything. Exactly. So like keeping LeBron actually it doesn't cost them as much because you're allowed to just go over the cap to re-sign your own guys. So yeah, actually like losing LeBron doesn't free up as much like as you think it might. It's ultimately up to LeBron on what he wants to do. If he wants to remain a Laker, he'll remain a Laker. Like I don't think the Lakers are gonna be like, nah, we don't want that. We don't want you, LeBron. Yeah. I don't think they have the like smartly like the balls to just be like, yeah, walk. Now if it's a trade, okay, if LeBron wants to be traded, but I just don't think they're just gonna like let him walk like that. All right, and my other basketball thing, this isn't so much of a question as much as it is I want to get this out there before the game tomorrow and then a potential game 7. This isn't a super hot take, but you can't win a championship with Julius Randle as your second best player. I have been saying it. I will continue to say it. You can't do it. He is not second best player material.
You're mainly saying second best offensive player because he's not their second best player. Their second best player, especially in the first round, not in this round. That's for sure, after how Wemby made him look. But Rudy Gobert is really the second best player on the team.
He's not.
He is. He's the lead defender. He's the best defender on the team.
Dude, Rudy Gobert has... I actually think Rudy Gobert is like the kind of guy that theoretically should give Wemby trouble, because he's a big body, he's physical, like he should be able to just kind of like body Wemby in some ways. The problem is he has 2 left feet, he has stones for hands, and his touch is that of someone who should be jailed for liking underage children. That's how bad this dude is. That's how bad this dude is. Just garbage offensively. Like no offensive game at all. Absolutely none. And then yeah, he's getting killed on the defensive end too, which isn't really like helping him in this game. But no offensive game. I don't like the Nuggets. Don't what the hell me. His touch is that bad, folks.
That was crazy.
His touch is that bad.
That was crazy.
That's how bad his touch is, okay? Just no offensive game. So I don't think the Nuggets would have beaten the Spurs either. But like the Nuggets, much like the Celtics, is like you could see like a path for them because Jokic is like, you got to deal with Jokic on the offensive end.
I think it would have been done in 6.
That's fair. Like I don't even disagree that it would have been done in 6. I think they would have been slightly more competitive games throughout the six games because I mean the Wolves won the first one and that was a good win. When they won the second one is because Wemby got himself ejected, and then they've kind of gotten blown out in the other in the 3 losses. So at least 2 of them. The game 3 was competitive-ish overall. But yeah, I think they would have been slightly more competitive. At the end of the day, the Nuggets defense sucked too much to make that fully competitive.
At least the Wolves play defense. Like that's why I think that they've been able to make this a 6-game series. Like the Nuggets got exposed. Like,
Sure.
whether we want to admit it or not, the Nuggets got exposed that their defense has been really bad for a few years now.
Oh yeah. The Nuggets defense is terrible. Offensively though, they would have made the Timberwolves work. Like this, or sorry, the Spurs work. It did, and Wemby work harder.
I don't know, because you put Stephen Castle on Jamal Murray, I think he would have gave him fits just like Jaden McDaniels did.
McDaniels is a better overall defender than Castle. Castle's good. Don't get me
Castle's
wrong.
a great defender. I think he would have had Murray playing like how he played in the first round.
I'm looking more at the Jokic and Wemby stuff. Like Jokic is like the type of guy, and we saw it in the regular season. And granted, it's the regular season, but Jokic is the type of guy that is going to give Wemby fits because he's actually a competent offensive player. And
yeah, but I think Wemby would have gave him fits too. If Rudy Gobert is stopping him down the stretch in the fourth quarter, then I think that Wemby would have done the same thing.
Well, it's a different scheme, right? Like, yeah. I don't think they're putting Jokic on, and this is where you would think it would be a different scheme. Maybe it wouldn't. But this is where Chris Finch like just looks completely out of ideas. Like, if he can't complain about foul calls, I don't know what he's there for, because that's the basis of his whole game. Yeah, you put Aaron Gordon on Wemby. I mean, they've actually had the most success against Wemby putting Julius Randle on him, because that's kind of the archetype for how you're going to deal with Wemby offensively, because he's not going to like really post you up. He's obviously got the size and the length to like shoot over guys, but he's not really going to post anybody up. Gobert's too slow. He's too flat-footed. And that Wemby's just going to dominate him in that way. So, yeah, they would have put Gordon on Wemby, but Chris Finch just looks out of ideas. Offensively, have they never seen, like, a double team in their life? Like, all it is, so this is the very big difference between the Lakers against the Thunder and the Spurs against the Timberwolves. The Spurs are running the same scheme as the Lakers did. Hey, get the ball out of Ant's hands. Make them play 4-on-3. And then Julius Randle has the ball, and he's throwing it into the stands. Jaden McDaniels is trying to ISO and go one-on-one, and he's not like a very good shot creator for himself. Naz Reid is out of ideas.
Only when he's up by 20 and he's got a clear lane and only 10 seconds left.
Deuce Mal's out of ideas. Mike Conley is 80 years old. And then you watch, OKC when the Lakers force Shea to give up the ball. And like, AJ Mitchell's just going to drive, create his own shot. We can pass to the corner here. Here's Jared McCain. Alex Caruso's going to drive. He's going to move the ball around. Hartenstein's at the elbow. He's going to swing it to Chet for the dunk. He's going to throw it over to Dort for the three. Like, they have competent people who can run the offense. I don't know if the Timberwolves ever...
This is why I said from the very beginning of last season and the beginning of this season, the Thunder are the deepest team. That's why I think they're going to win another championship. That's why they've been so dominant. This is the most dominant we've seen a team in the playoffs since the Golden State Warriors in 2017.
Yeah. I mean, we're still going to lose to the Spurs in 5, but so far,
I mean, you ask all the Thunder haters, that's what they're hoping for.
I know they are.
Yeah, even though I've seen some Laker fans that I follow on social media, like, I think I speak for everyone in saying that we all hope that the Knicks or anyone else wins the championship, just not the Thunder. And I was like, I had to comment under their post. I'm like, no, the hell you do not speak for me. You don't speak for me. I've always said this. I've said this when we did FMC. I will say this here. I said this when I used to appear on The Distraction and talk basketball with y'all. I always want to lose to the team that wins the championship. That's why I said from the very beginning of this series, I'm winning either way. Like, it's the team that I said was going to win, or that my team is moving on. So that's why you haven't seen me all depressed or anything, or upset that we got swept by the Thunder, because we weren't supposed to be against the Thunder. We weren't supposed to be facing the Thunder. Like, what are we doing here? And if Luka and Reeves don't get injured, then we probably would have been either losing to the Timberwolves or be losing to the Spurs right now. Either way, we're losing.
I'm not ready for the conference finals. I have 2 teams in the conference finals, SP3. Like, it sounds good. It's supposed to be good. It's not. I'm so stressed out right now. I've only had to deal with 1 loss the entire playoffs between my 2 teams, and I'm already just like, kill me. Like, that's how bad it is. Right.
Jeremy doesn't know how to deal with success.
No, I have 2 teams. I was miserable last night during this comeback. So my team we're up 3-1 in the series. Like, we're a better team. It's fine. But then we were down 3-0 last night. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. We're gonna blow a 3-1 lead to Minnesota. We've never done that before. Like, oh, it's gonna be terrible. We come back and then we end up winning in overtime. And so we win the series. Okay, my teams are 16-1 through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Like, I'm still miserable. So miserable last night. Just, are you a Thunder fan, J-Dub 20? I mean, I just assume anybody with J-Dub is a Thunder fan. You might be new to the show, because if you've never heard me say I'm going to kill myself after a loss, then like, you're new to the show, because that was my mentality all last year, as everyone in the chat and SP3 can attest to, when it comes to when my team's losing. So I don't like thinking too far ahead. This is either going to be like the greatest month ever or the absolute worst. There's no in between. I mean, I guess there's an in between if like one team wins.
Yeah, one team wins.
Yeah, but like, to me, there's no in between. It's either going to be the greatest or the absolute worst. Because even if one team wins, I'm going to be thinking about, like, could the other team have won? Like, hey, what if the other team had won?
16 more wins. 16 more wins.
That's so many.
I know that's a lot.
So many.
That's a lot. 16 more wins. That's all you got to think.
So many. Volov says, Jeremy's suffering from success. Remember, it's 0-0 until the series. 0-0 mentality. I know. It's 0-0 mentality, but oh, man. Oh. I've seen people mention it, the game time. I think our lawn people are here, so apologies for that, if y'all can hear that. I've seen people mention the Nathan McKinnon goal. Got my McKinnon jersey on. Shout out to Micah for sending me the McKinnon jersey. Absolute just beastly goal. Just beastly player. Broken nose and everything. This man's nose is sideways, SP3. He took a puck to the nose. Sideways nose. Looks like a
John
damn
Cena summer of 2015.
Yeah, it's a mess, but still scoring game-tying goals with a minute left. Absolute snipe. And then Brett Kulak winning it in overtime. We love to see it. Did not wake the children. Tried. Loud yell, but did not wake the children with my celebration. All right. Real quickly, did you listen to the Drake track?
No.
Okay.
I think I heard a snippet of one of the tracks. The album comes out on Friday?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to the album. I'm gonna do a podcast on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment for True Headphone Heat, but we could talk about it probably next week. Probably by Tuesday I will have listened to the album.
Okay. Joel has to listen to at least one song on the album tomorrow. I'm forcing Joel to at least hate listen to one song. But this new one, 1 a.m. in Albany or something, 1 a.m. somewhere, this man can't get over what happened to him 2 years ago. He's still just talking about Kendrick and LeBron and Budden and now Dre. And I'm just like, man, can you not move on with your life?
No, he can never move on with the life. Everybody in their mom was taking bets I've seen about if he's gonna mention Drake on the album, if he's gonna mention LeBron.
And then he did a whole damn song.
Of course he will. Of course he will. It's Drake. Drake is the bitter ex who still keeps tabs on all his exes and just wishes for their downfall.
He did a whole song. I was like, dude, just keep waving your hands, making me dance, and there won't be no threat. Like, come on now. Come on. That's all we want. I don't like Drake when he rap tough. I like Drake with the melodies. I don't need this. And then he does. I hate when he does this. This Karen ass victim bullshit at the beginning of songs. He did it at the end of the Heart Part 6. Well, it would have been if you didn't run to all the bloggers and all this stuff. I was like, oh my God, dude, shut up. He does it at the beginning of this song too. He's like, oh, my social life right now is crazy, but y'all ain't with me when I'm up 10 and now I'm down 10. Like, dude, shut up. Just make a song we can shake ass to. Come on, Drake.
Exactly. That's all we want, Drake. All we want is to shake ass to the Drake tracks. Like, why are you doing this? Oh, man. Now you got me dreading listening to this album now.
It's like, I don't even think it's like a terrible song. Like, I'm not like fully in love with his writing overall. I never have been. But the man makes hits. I'm not going to sit here and deny that.
He has more hits than any other artist in the hip hop history. So.
Yeah, I mean he makes catchy ass music. This is not like what I'm here for. You know, like get over it, dude. It's been 2 years. And everybody's saying the very funny thing about this is all the Drake fans are like, oh, Kendrick can't move on. He's got to keep mentioning it. He did a whole tour on it. He mentioned on his albums. And here we are. Drake, 2 years later, after Kendrick ain't said shit for a year now, making a whole ass song about this stuff. Who can't move on? Dre was on stage.
The album is gonna be about that too.
Dre was on stage at the pop out. That's why Dre is catching strays. If you showed up on stage at the pop out, you're getting strays.
You're an enemy.
Like,
you're
an
enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it is. My guy Micah, what up? So just having you guys on. Go Avs. Let's go. Nathan McKinnon, what a shot. Hey, yeah, Micah bet. What did you bet when they were down 3-0, Micah? That was a good call on that. I lost money on the game last night because I don't bet for my team. Again, I'm broken, I'm happy, or I'm rich and I'm sad. That's how I operate. That's how I operate. So I lost a little bit of money on that game last night because I was betting Minnesota. But I'm happy. I will take that. I'll lose a couple bucks.
I'll take that type of happiness.
Yeah, sure. I'll lose because I don't bet much. You know, I ain't betting like Micah was betting out here. I ain't gonna share with him. He can share it if he wants, but you know, I bet like $5. And I'm like, all right, if I lose $5 and my team wins, well worth it. You know what I mean? So I'm good on that. Yeah, Westbrook was gonna get bars. Like Westbrook was always riding for Kendrick. He's California, so yeah. That's what it is. Which I mean, a good way to not care is to not listen. No, I want to listen though.
Yeah, I want to listen. You can. Yeah. This is the whole thing. Like we get this a lot in wrestling. Oh, you don't like WWE? Don't watch it. What we do for a living, it would be disingenuous for us to crap on WWE if we're not actually watching to see how bad it is. Like you have to listen to something to give it honest criticism or to complain about it, however you want to call it. You have to actually listen. You have to actually watch something to have genuine thoughts on it. So do I care that much to listen to it? No. But if I'm going to do content, I'm going to be talking about it, I want to actually listen to it and not just be fake and be like, oh, this sucked. Oh, I hated this. Oh, I didn't like this when I didn't actually listen to it. I'm going to listen to the Drake album. And I think I was listening to some of his old stuff when he was good. So it's going to be nice to compare the two.
Also, I do care about this beef and what kind of music Drake is listening to. Like, I do. I want to hear.
Especially since this is his first album since the whole group. So
yeah, like I want to hear what he has to say. I just wish he would say different things. That's all. Like I don't want to hear the victim raps and everything. Like you lost, you sued him. Move on, dude. Again,
you look so bad.
Make a dance song.
So bad.
That's it. Quit. And if you're gonna diss him, switch up the damn flow. It's the same shit every single time. It's like, can you not do a different style? Get on a different kind of beat? Like, it is the same thing. That's where Kendrick got him. Kendrick made a dance song dissing that man. All of Drake's songs are, let me do some slam poetry set up to, this set up to this simple ass beat. Get out of here with this bullshit. 1 a.m. Why are you thinking about all these different men 2 years later at 1 a.m.? Get your ass to therapy.
Don't you got children? You got children to take care of. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Come on.
Get out of here with this bullshit. All right, folks. I think it's time. We're gonna let the Gingerbread Man.
Really?
Shrek. Yeah, I told him.
That. I thought we forgot.
No, it's much later.
I thought we had moved on from that.
No,
we didn't even hit the cue. We didn't hit the time on that. I wanted to talk about Perfect Match, the new season started.
I haven't watched it yet. Don't.
I just watched the first episode. Jimmy's on it. Jimmy.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy of
Oh,
Megan
boy.
Fox fame is on it.
Oh, okay. I think we'll probably watch it tonight. Who could possibly care about TNA? So yeah, we'll probably watch it.
I'm watching Supercard Showdown because there's only 5 matches announced for Supercard of Honor. So it's gonna be a show where they book a whole bunch of matches at random.
I got a message here. I don't know how to say this. I'm just gonna put these are the messages I just received. SP3. I'm not sure what's going on here, but it doesn't look good. I don't know. Do you have anything to say about this?
Woo! Oh yes, I love it when a plan comes together. Love it when a plan comes together.
That's kind of unfortunate what happened to the Gingerbread Man there.
Yeah. You shouldn't be coming for people's jobs. I mean, stuff might happen. You might slip somewhere. Accidents happen.
Yeah. Well, I guess we won't be hearing from the Gingerbread Man today, folks, or possibly ever again, based on those photos.
Yeah. Hey, Shrek and Donkey still living? Maybe they still they got a movie coming out soon. So who wanted a culture appropriating gingerbread man? Couldn't even get a brown gingerbread man. Had to get the whitest gingerbread I've ever seen in my life.
Wow. Well, all right, folks. I guess that's the end of the Gingerbread Man there. These ginger snaps are they're very snappy.
Yeah, honestly.
They're good. Yeah,
nice and
they're pretty good. Yeah. Got a glass of milk here as well.
There you go.
Pretty good.
There you go.
Pretty good.
Milk does a body good. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. AEW Dynamite last night. Main event. Darby Allin, Konosuke Takeshita. They did exactly what you would thought they would do when you heard that this matchup was happening. That man hit a top rope German suplex.
That was unreal. He didn't, and not the like we can see 1,001 German suplex off the top rope, but not a German suplex off the top rope with the bridge. He held on, did the bridge. I was like, that was out. This is when I almost woke up the family. I almost woke up the family. I was like, what? What are we doing? This came after the Blue Thunder Bomb off the apron to the floor with Darby's Allin's body hitting like a thud. This is what is making this Darby Allin reign special, is that you're going to be talking about these spots like I do it every week. I'll go back to the first one, the Ciampa, the Psycho Driller off the top to the floor, the dive into the Timekeeper's area that split Ciampa open, the second knee strike with the near fall. Then the Brody matchup, the freaking Code Red on the table, the cannonball into the barricade, the coffin drop onto the concrete. Last week with Kevin Knight, the springboard clothesline in from the ring to the table. The Pac matchup from Fairway to Hell, getting tossed off the balcony into a stacked table, the fight into the bunker, and now last night you had the Blue Thunder Bomb off the apron to the floor. You had a Scorpion Death Drop on the steel steps. You had a coffin drop from the top rope to the floor. But man, that German suplex off the top rope with a bridge, that was unreal. Konosuke Takeshita, put some respect on this man's name. Could we please have one of these companies book this man right? He should be a main eventer. He should be solidified in the main event picture, and we shouldn't have to wait a year for a match of this level. This was his best match in AEW, probably since the Ospreay matchup at Spring Breakthrough last year. It's been a year since we got this quality of a Konosuke Takeshita matchup. He's a special performer. Darby Allin is having this magical run as AEW World Champion, and man, these two guys have amazing chemistry together. This match was fantastic. Probably up there as far as, I would say, just closely behind the Ciampa match for the best of Darby's reign so far.
That's fair. I like the Pac match just because it was on a golf course. And that just kind of ruled.
Yeah, that's it. Red Man Survivor saying, not sure I'd put it above Takeshita and Moxley. I would. I know Dave gave that 5 stars, but I don't agree with that. The Revolution match was 5 stars. I thought it was a fantastic 4 3/4 star matchup, which is not saying that I have a big difference. I don't have a problem with him giving it 5 stars, but I didn't think it was a perfect matchup. Konosuke Takeshita didn't win, so that means it's not a perfect matchup when he should have won against Moxley. This one was the right result. It was a high impact matchup. The moments in this matchup, I'm going to remember more than the moments in the Revolution matchup. So I think that I will take this matchup over the Moxley matchup from Revolution, but I think that it's not on like the perfection that was that Ciampa matchup, but it's definitely second in this Darby reign, which has been amazing for me so far.
Darby won. I was ready to get mad if he won with the Scorpion Deathlock because I don't buy it against Takeshita. I'm like, man, Takeshita's legs are bigger than your whole body. You can't tell me that this move is like really doing anything to him. I'm sorry.
But I like how he did use it. He used it basically to set him up in position.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like it worked. They did it well. But I was pre-mad of like, well, he better not tap out to this. If he taps out to this, I'm going to be so mad. But then when they, he got to the ropes and then it set up the coffin drops, like, oh, yeah, you know what? That was actually really good stuff there. So Darby, that's kind of been Darby's whole reign, right? We're going to be pre-mad about Darby just winning the title. And then when they did it, it's like, oh, you know what? They actually did that really well. That worked out with the way Darby won the title. So that's how the whole reign is gone. So yeah, I did like overall, like the match was fantastic, and you would expect it to be fantastic. I know you've called Darby the best TV wrestler, and you put him in there against Takeshita. Like on paper, this thing was always going to be great, and it fully lived up to the hype there. And so yeah, Darby, crazy person with the run that he is on. We started the show. This will circle back to the end of the show. Started the show with MJF showing up.
One of the best cold opens in AEW Dynamite history.
And he was surrounded by bald people. This was very Family Guy bit where it was Rick Knox was first, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. And
Bryce
then it
Remsburg then passed by.
Yeah, and then Bryce Remsburg, I was like, okay. And then like it became like a little too much. I was like, all right, how many like? And then I was like, they just got a bunch of fucking bald people. Like, damn.
It's
like Tony Schiavone was saying,
a crazy amount of bald people.
They just got so many bald people here. And then closing it with Ricochet made a whole lot of sense. I was like, all right, yeah, like that's who you have to close it with. But it was losing me like a little bit around the middle because I was just like, why are all these bald people just here together? Did they just all decide like, hey, let's just screw with MJF around here? They're like, hey, everyone just walk backstage right now while MJF is around. I want to know if they got paid extra for this. Maybe they have like a bald meeting before the show and they just let out, and so
the ball society, the ball appreciation society or something like that. Yeah,
and they just let out, and then MJF just happened to be walking by as the meeting just got out. So all right, I can respect it. Now this is a fantastic bit here. If anybody's gonna appreciate a good bit, it's gonna be me.
Yeah, this was fabulous.
This was a great.
I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this a lot. They like. I wasn't completely sold on the hair stipulation because I was still on my. I didn't get what I wanted, what I predicted, what I was booking. But I will say they have done a great job ever since then of really selling me on this being the stipulation. And MJF had just played off it so well. Just him being freaked out, being paranoid about the whole thing, being haunted by bald people. He was like, he was basically Haley Joe Osment and saying, I see bald people instead of I see dead people just all over the place. That was really, really fun way to do it. I even liked him in his interaction with Konosuke Takeshita, trying to be like, oh yeah, I crapped on you before, but you've improved so much and I would love to face you. And then Don walks away, and then Takeshita walks away. He's like, Donna was lying. I just don't want to do this match. I don't want to do this hair stipulation. I'd rather face your guy. I don't want to be a bald, ugly freak. And then Don just looking at him like, how dare you? Yeah. And then Andrade coming in and just taking off his hat. And then I love Don at the end saying, yeah, Takeshita's gonna win the title, and Andrade saying, how do you know? How you know? He's like, next time it's my turn. And I love the fact that Andrade just doesn't want to do anything except for going for the AEW World Championship. He's keeping with his character very well. Everybody played off each other very well in that segment, and then of course to set up the end of the night.
Volov saying the main event was great, but 52 seconds of cinematic perfection opening the show was where it was. Here's my complaint about the stipulation with MJF, and like he even kind of touched on it during the show. Darby was like, if you don't sign the contract, you don't, like, I'm not giving you a title shot. Why didn't MJF just like wait until someone beats him? He's defending his title every single week. Why, he doesn't need to sign the contract to win the title, a double or nothing. And if your reasoning is, well, he wants to beat Darby for himself, he threw water on that reasoning when he went backstage and was like, I want Takeshita to win so I don't have to do this bald match. So he doesn't want to beat Darby himself. He just wants to win the title. Darby's going to keep defending the title. MJF feels a little bit more pragmatic than, all right, I will put my hair on the line to get this title shot, then I'm just going to wait till somebody beats you. Like, you're wrestling every week. At some point, the wheels are going to fall off, and then I'll just beat the guy who beats you.
Well, they didn't. I think that's the whole reason why they didn't make the speedball challenge from earlier in the show official for next week, because MJF doesn't know if Darby's going to defend the title next week because he's signing the contract now. They were scheduled to do the contract signing. He may think that this is his next defense, and then next week he could be like trying to get Speedball to win to basically null and void the contract that he already signed, but the match is now official for Double or Nothing. So I think that MJF went into this whole contract signing with the thinking that that was Darby's final defense before the pay-per-view, because the pay-per-view's only in 10 days, so he had to kind of sign it to agree to the matchup so he can get his title shot. And he's wanted his rematch against Darby this whole time, but he's trying to look for any way to get out of it. So I think that you can always bring it back where he is trying to like big up and give a pep talk to Speedball and tell Speedball to cheat, knowing that he's not going to cheat against Darby next week.
Did Speedball say he would keep the hair stipulation, or is
no? Speedball was just worried about challenging freaking Takeshita and Darby.
Right.
He didn't say anything about the MJF stip.
Okay, but again, why doesn't MJF just wait until someone beats him?
Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know if Darby is going to defend the title next week. Now that he has the contract,
it's not even next week though. He's going to keep defending the title.
He's not defending it on Saturday.
Darby has said, "I'm going to defend it."
There's only like 2 shows left before the pay-per-view.
No, why does he have to do it at the pay-per-view? Why doesn't Darby? He just wait until Darby defends it against somebody else at the pay-per-view.
Because he put his foot in his mouth, and MJF has been one thing. He has been consistent with his flaws. His flaws is that he's very impulsive, he's very overconfident in himself, and he's very insecure. And that's what's all playing out in this whole hair stipulation and in the fact that he signed the contract for the matchup. Yeah, he's stupid as well. All of those things are stupid. He is stupid. MJF is a stupid, dumb.
He shouldn't be stupid, though.
He is, though.
He shouldn't be.
He wants everyone to believe that he's the smartest man in the room, but he's also the most stupidest dude in AEW.
Redmond Survivor saying, because if someone else wins and then they don't give MJF a shot, he can win matches. He can.
What? Why
would
he want to
He
do
can win
that?
the Owen.
Why
he can win the Owen.
Do that?
Why does he want to put his hair on the line? Why does he want to put his hair on the line?
Because he's impulsive and overconfident in himself. I literally answered these questions. These are the traits of MJF that makes it possible for him to be this dumb to accept this stipulation.
He shouldn't be this dumb.
He shouldn't be. He should. That's what makes him the best heel in the business. Because he is a flawed heel in every sense of the world, which makes him a multi-dimensional, multifaceted character.
Shouldn't be this dumb. Guys, I get it. Can I not play devil's advocate and argue stuff?
No, this is fun. I know. Don't talk down Jeremy. I love having these conversations with Jeremy. It prepares me for the negativity I'm going to get at 105 p.m. Eastern time with all of this. Because he also doesn't like this hair stipulation.
No, I love the hair stipulation. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I do. And again, I do wonder if okay, well, why don't you just wait until he loses the title with this? Because he literally came up to Takeshita and was like, you need to win so I don't have to do this type of things. And so it's very clear he doesn't want to do this match. And it's very clear that he's willing to just be like, hey, if somebody else wins, I can get a title shot in this way. Yes, I know he's not going to get a guaranteed shot. Well, this is a guaranteed shot. There's still other ways to do it. I know the flaws of MJF. I do watch the program.
I felt like the backstage segment made Takeshita look dumb because he's basically agreeing with MJF to not only do the matchup with Okada, which he could just make a double title match if he wins the title. He also is saying that he will defend it against MJF in the same night. And I would just be like, hell no. I have a match with Okada. It's going to be title versus title. Instead of defending against you as well. No, I'm doing title versus title at the pay-per-view. Already got a match.
Everybody's dumb. That's what we're getting at here. There's 1 million people in this company who can feasibly beat Darby. And everybody gets a title shot. This is where everybody's really stupid. Darby's just handing out title shots, right? Why doesn't Samoa Joe come out and be like, hey, just give me this title shot? Why is Samoa Joe like, I'm going to win the Owen. I'm going to face Will Ospreay. She's like, no, give me this title shot, dude. I've beaten you before. Darby's like, all right, sure. He's handing out title shots to Pac, who hadn't beaten anybody. Ciampa, who didn't beat anybody.
Ciampa beat a bunch of people. He won 5 of his last 6. I was told by AEW.
AEW dark ass victories for Tommaso Ciampa. I ain't counting those.
There's no such thing. Those are AEW collision ass victories.
Takeshita, how many victories Takeshita got over his past?
Takeshita was just a replacement. He was just a replacement for Okada, who did get victories defending the international championship.
Yeah, well, Darby should have been like, no, kick rocks, loser. Find me a better replacement. He's just getting title shots, or he's just handing out title shots to anybody out here. Yes, Samoa Joe's a fighting champion. He would give MJF a title shot. My point was Samoa Joe should be challenging Darby for the title, not Samoa Joe giving MJF.
What does a face champion make the Owen unnecessary? What?
Yeah, I don't understand that, but
yeah, that doesn't make any type of sense. Yeah. But I know that guy's usually always negative about anything AEW. So anyway,
I thought the contract segment was great. Although I'll nitpick this, and like you can point to this is just MJF's insecurities and everything. That's fine. Darby has already said that like he doesn't care about his legacy when it comes to this, and that his legacy is going to be bigger than pro wrestling. So MJF's and Darby pretty much mentioned this in his promo as well. Like MJF's promo is so hollow right here. I just don't believe or any of this that he is saying. Like Darby has literally said yeah, climbing Mount Everest is a bigger deal than winning this world title. That's going to be my legacy, is I climbed Mount Everest, not winning a bunch of championships because one person decided, hey, your time is now to win this championship. So again, MJF just only thinks about wrestling and I'm going to solidify my wrestling legacy, even though he wants to be a movie star as well and that be part of his legacy. I wasn't really buying everything MJF was saying. Great delivery overall. I just wasn't fully sold on everything. I thought Darby was great.
I loved both of their promos. I
thought Darby was great.
I loved NJ's promo because of exactly what you said. It was hollow because he's just grasping at straws. He's saying anything. He was saying anything he can to what he thinks will get in Darby's head to basically bide him time to try to come out with a way to avoid signing the contract. And that's why I loved Darby's response of, what are you even talking about? I don't care about legacy. And my legacy or what I accomplish is going to be bigger than what my legacy is in this business. And he was like, all my mission is now is to make sure that you are a bald-headed bitch. And so I love the passion that Darby's given throughout this whole program that they've had in the lead up to Double or Nothing. He's put on some of his best promo work of his entire career, but I think that MJF's promo was intentionally hollow because he had no straws to grass at, but he's still trying to grass at them any way that he can.
MJF should be better than this.
No, he should not. He is the heel.
I expect more out of MJF. That's the issue. Sorry, my expectations are too high for MJF.
Wrestler of the year, Maxwell Jacob Freeman.
He's been fantastic. He's been so good.
He's my favorite character. My favorite character in wrestling today is MJF. And just how he was able to sell me on the hair stipulation, I got to give it up for him. He's been great in the build to this matchup.
He has. Look, I said this when he lost the title. MJF is so effective because he's not afraid to show ass. He's not afraid to be the idiot in these situations. That's what makes him so effective. I don't know who that is. Unless you're saying like I've never watched MJF.
No. There was a guy
Oh,
on there was a guy on social media that was like, I've never watched 1 second of
Yeah. I
AEW
saw MJF reply
television,
to
but
that. Okay,
MJF
yeah.
is the
Yeah.
best shit talker that I see. He's like, well, maybe you should watch the show that I'm on.
Yeah. I did see him reply to that. Okay. Gotcha. No, I'm again, this is what makes MJF so effective is he is not afraid to do these things. I'm just trying to argue with SP3 folks. Come on.
I appreciate it. It's better than the arguments that I sometimes have with Jimmy, who just hates people. He just hates Matt Jackson. I watched freaking Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros from All Out 2021. He found a way to hate on Matt Jackson during that. It was hilarious. So this is better. I enjoy these arguments more than the arguments I have with Jimmy, who just hates people.
Maybe in some ways I'm the MJF of this show because I'm so much smarter than what I'm presenting, but I have to show ass a little bit to make everybody else look better. You ever thought about the meta storytelling that I'm doing here, folks?
I appreciate you for that. This is why I appreciate doing this show with you, good say.
Giving myself way too much credit. But you see how I can flip it and make it work, though, you know?
This is multi-layered. Yeah. I'm a multi-layered podcaster.
SP3 will tell you, we were talking off air before we started. He will tell you, like, my brain works in very stupid ways of how I, like, piece things together and want things to make sense. So I'm not out of the full realm of possibility that I'm doing an MJF bit on this whole thing, or I just made it up on the spot because you guys are yelling at me, so I'm trying to make it all make sense. Either way, I'm a genius. No matter how
he is a genius. This man is a genius when it comes to storytelling, writing, podcasting. He's multifaceted.
No matter how you look at it, you know. The rest of the show or elsewhere on the show, because we've barely gotten through the show. We're gonna save the brackets for last, I think. So okay. Just a heads up.
Bracketology. We were great at bracketology last year. Well, on the men's side at least. I think we're gonna have trouble with the women's side once again for 2 years.
The women's side,
even though the women's side was easy to kind of predict, but we were trying to think like multi-dimensional last year. This year we just have no clue because they have so like laxed off of the whole women's division that it makes it even tougher this year to predict who's gonna come out of the bracket for the women's Owen. So yeah. We need time.
We had a multi-man tag, FTR, the Dogs against the Young Bucks, Christian, Cope, and Orange Cassidy. No surprising that Cope wins for his team. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a little bit more, honestly, being Asheville. And maybe I was just like, I didn't think the reaction to Copeland was as big as I thought it was going to be. Because I expected like the singing, and they didn't do the singing. Like I forgot it like gotten out there by that point.
Well, to be fair, I know Dynamite audience-wise, I think they did like 1,000 less than the last time they were in Asheville, and this wasn't like a big arena. This was like a 5,000 seater, and they only had like I think just under 2,500. So they kind of struggled with that. And I thought the energy, it took a while for the crowd to kind of get up on things, even in this matchup. But I thought they reacted to the big moments later on in the show very, very well. And they, like Redman Survivor saying, like they sounded louder throughout the show. And during this matchup, I thought they did well to kind of get engaged into the action. And it had some fun moments, like the Young Bucks trying to do the super kick party with Christian, and Christian saying, hold up, low blow. That was great. Christian doing the hands in the pockets with Orange Cassidy and then just tossing Orange over the top rope. I love the fact that Christian is a babyface. Like this is he's a babyface, but he has not changed at all. It's like the Earth 2 of Roman Reigns, except he's in the tag team division. It's so good. It's so good. I enjoy it so much with Christian still being an asshole, but playing along with the baby faces in his own unique way. A Cope doing the super kick party with the Young Bucks and actually matching with the Young Bucks was a lot of fun as well. I thought that FTR was really good in the matchup. The Dogs were able to do their thing in the matchup as well. Ciampa was good as well. So everybody played their part. It had some funny moments, had the big moves that got the crowd excited. So I thought that this did exactly what it was supposed to do. A very fun party match opener to the show.
Yeah, it was a very fun match. I get again my biggest, it's not even a complaint, is I thought they were just gonna sing for Cope, and I wanted that for him in Asheville. Like I truly wanted that for Cope, and when they didn't get it, I was a little like taken out of the beginning of the match, and maybe the crowd was too. But yeah, by the end of it, like everybody was there for it, and I was there for it as well. So no, really fun match. It accomplished everything that it needed to. Yeah. So, and then the Dogs are gonna be in Stadium Stampede because sure, why not?
Because they're putting everybody in Stadium Stampede. I did like the video package showing the history of the stipulation, and I thought that Ricochet and Demand, this is the best use of them. Don't stop giving them in-ring promos. Give them backstage promos where it's short, sweet, to the point. Andrade not looking like he wanted to be there at all. That fit in with his character. The Dogs only wanted to be in the matchup to get at the Young Bucks, who they've been feuding with over the last couple of weeks. That made sense as well. And I think that this matchup, you have the right people in this matchup where it is kind of just haphazardly thrown together, put in different feuds into this one matchup. But these guys involved, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, the Dogs, Ricochet, Mark Davis, Andrade, Jack Perry, even the Hurt Syndicate can throw people around and have fun in this type of matchup. And Jericho is always best when he's surrounded by like 13 other people. So I think that this matchup is probably going to be one of the best matches on Double or Nothing.
No, it'll be a great match. It's just let's just throw a bunch of people in a match together and call it a day. So,
yeah.
I'm not going to take away anything from what they actually accomplish in the match. But if Christian's music started because they knew that the crowd wasn't going to sing. If they had any faith in that crowd, they would have kept it going. They had no faith in the crowd singing. That's why Christian's music started. Will Ospreay, he was once again training with the Death Riders, building up his neck strength, and Moxley talked about Ospreay back when he was winning the Super Juniors, and then things made his life complicated and everything kind of caught up to him, but he needs to fly like a bird again. Bird can't fly in a cage. And now he's more dangerous out there. And then it took him 15 minutes to beat. And then it took him 15 minutes to beat Ace Austin.
Exactly 15 minutes 37 seconds. Yes. I thought this is what I wanted more of. This now gives me I felt like this segment was much better than last week for me. I felt like it's like Moxley being the trainer, but it comes off more like Apollo Creed and Rocky dynamic more than it did last week, where it just felt like Moxley is the teacher and Ospreay is the young boy. This was a better direction to it. Him trying to big up the accomplishments of Ospreay. Like the setup for this could have been done better, because I think Rocky and Apollo should have come after Ospreay has already beaten Moxley. But I feel like we're going to get to that. I think with the redemption pay-per-view, and the fact that Moxley is not in the Owen, I think that we're going to get the Moxley and Ospreay matchup before All In, we're going to get a rematch between them where he could really show everything that he's learned from him and beat him on his way to Wembley Stadium. I think that's the direction that we're going in. And this segment, and then what we would see later on in the show, were a better direction of that. Love the matchup. I think this was Ace Austin's probably his first or second best performance. I'll either take this or the Kyle Fletcher matchup since he signed with AEW. I thought that him being more of the aerial guy, the high flying guy against Ospreay, who's accustomed to being known as that, and him being more focused on like limb work and going after the arm as deliberately as he did, and working over the arm with the wrenching on it and the kick to it when he was doing the headstands on the apron, and then winning with an arm bar for the first time in AEW. Ospreay won via submission. I think that story of the matchup was really strong. I thought the matchup was great. Probably the second best matchup on the show after the Darby and Takeshita matchup, despite it going 15 minutes, which I know pissed off Jeremy, and I know it's going to piss off Jimmy later today.
It just didn't need to be this long. It's 15 minutes with Ace Austin. It's Ace Austin, who's not been presented as any type of a threat. Tommaso Ciampa beat him in less time a few weeks ago. Everyone has beaten him in less time. If you're trying to present this new Will Ospreay and he's always doing limb work and he's a killer and he's going to win with an armbar, a more effective way is to just end it a little bit sooner. Now you can tell me of like, oh, well, he's not used to doing that, and so he was confused, and that's why it took him longer, and he's not 100% still, even though his neck is cleared, and he's healthy, and he's doing neck bridges. Like, okay, fine. You can explain away any of this stuff. It's what we've been talking about for weeks, though, and what I've complained about for weeks, months, years with AEW, is you don't need to 50-50 all these matches. You can do a shorter, effective match for the guy that you actually want to get over, and then the guy who loses, who you don't have any actual plans for, he will be okay. Now, look, if Ace Austin comes out of this and he gets some type of title shot and wins a title in a month, then I'll be like, all right, you know what? That served a purpose. Well, if Ace Austin is just doing...
He's become one of Tony's favorites. I said this to Jimmy last week. I was like, I could tell when he got the win in that main event last week. I literally said to Jimmy, I was like, Ace Austin's one of Tony's favorites. He's booked him now on 4 straight shows. He's now kind of pegged him as one of his guys. So I think that he's in his Mark Davis run of he's going to have competitive matches where he does lose in the end, but he's going to shine regardless. So I think that this is going to play out where Ace is going to get something in the end because he has looked good in these performances. I didn't think that the matchup with like Okada a couple of weeks ago needed to go that long, but I don't have any problem with this match going the length that it did because it allowed him to look good against one of the top stars in the company. And I think that's all about kind of establishing him in the fabric of AEW, and in the long run it's going to help him because you can always go back to this and say he pushed Will Ospreay to the limit, barely lost to Will Ospreay in this matchup when he does eventually win more singles matchups down the line.
I still would have cut like 3 minutes off this match. You would have accomplished the same thing in a 12-minute match.
Hey, I don't mind 3 minutes getting cut off this matchup, but I don't have an issue with it going.
I'm not saying it needs to be like a 5-minute squash match or anything. I am saying you could.
That are.
You can. You don't need to do a 5-minute squash match. I think 5-minute squash matches are very effective, honestly. But I am saying, like, can we cut like 3 to 4 minutes off of these matches and get over the people who you're trying to get over now? Like, if it serves a purpose for Ace Austin,
I think it did get over Ospreay in the end. He won with an armbar. And
he could have won with an armbar 3 minutes sooner.
No, he didn't. No, he couldn't, because Ace Austin needed to shine before he was able to do that. He catches him with the hidden blade out of nowhere and then puts him away.
Hit him with the Wemby hidden blade right in the face.
He did, though. He did. Just wipe him out. wipe him out, and then put him in the arm bar instead of going for another hidden blade. He was like, I'm going to hit him with the arm bar. And I like Joe's promo after the matchup. I like the fact that Joe was like, you just ignored me and my pitches for you to join up with the ops so you could dick around with John Moxley. So, I'm going to wait for Double or Nothing. But my friends here, they feel a little slighted. So they're going to come at you instead. And I like the Death Riders coming out in that little look of approval from Ospreay. This story is working out well. And once again, as always, what's been kind of my catchphrase on In the Weeds, Xeno Hour is incorrect. This story works just as well if Ospreay beat Moxley once. He's faced him like 4 times between different companies. He's never beaten Moxley. The story is Rocky 4, you moron. Rocky 4 worked just fine, and that's what Moxley's seen it because this is now the second time in AEW he's trying to do this same Rocky 4 story.
Moxley's whole run is just Rocky. He's like
Rocky 3, excuse me, Rocky 3.
No, I just watched Rocky again. Let's do this story. Do you think it's the
same Rocky 3 story he tried to do with Punk? He's doing it with Ospreay this time.
Do you think they could have done this story with like Danielson as the mentor for Ospreay?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it would have worked just as fine.
Yeah. I don't know if Danielson
would have worked better, honestly.
Week. Yeah, I think it would have worked better.
It would have worked better
because Danielson like hated the Death Riders, and so he could have been the guy that kind of like got him over the top with everything. But
and
I don't know if Danielson
and he's beating Danielson. That makes a whole lot of sense for Danielson to want to train him. And Danielson has done everything that he's trying to do. Danielson knows the Blackpool Combat Club, aka the Death Riders. That's who he's trying to beat. He also has won the Owen Hart Cup and won the AEW World Championship in the main event of Wembley Stadium. So it would have worked even better with Danielson.
They also have no neck between both of them, so
absolutely. And he's also recovered from neck surgery. This checks all the boxes.
Yeah. I don't know if Danielson was going to show up every week, though, and that probably made that to where that couldn't happen. But it should have been Danielson in the end. Oh, well. What can you do? Match was too long. I did like the post segment with Samoa Joe being, all right, what the hell? But where the post segment fell apart for me is I like the Death Riders coming out and having Ospreay's back. That was really cool. But when Joe is like, I don't keep my dogs on a leash, and it's Shibata and Bowens, I'm like, these fucking chihuahuas ain't doing anything. I'm sorry.
Hey, how dare you talk about Shibata like that? How dare you talk about Bowens?
This is Shibata 2026. I'm sorry. Ain't happening. That's where I was on this. If Hook was there, that wouldn't have helped anything, by the way. The Ops is weak.
No.
Weak squad.
That actually makes it better. And Xeno Hour, you're a moron because you said the story doesn't work if Ospreay had already beat him. You didn't say I think the story works better because Ospreay has not beaten Moxley. You presented your opinion as a fact. That makes you a moron. You're welcome. I'm glad I could help you today.
I don't know if you're not a moron, Xeno Hour. I always just think it's an opinion. The Obstacle Summer League starting lineup, yeah. I ain't buying it. I'm like, when they started walking to the ring, I'm like, well, I guess it is good that Ospreay went 15 minutes with Ace Austin because now he's about to face worse competition. So maybe he'll go 18 minutes with them.
Well, it's 2-on-1. He was at a numbers disadvantage. So
sure.
Would have took him like 18, 20 add on 5.
Triangle of Madness and the Brawling Birds and Sheeta ended in a DQ. I didn't hate the DQ finish here because it's used so sparingly in AEW. The match wasn't good though. Leading up to it, it wasn't great.
The match, I feel like the match fine, but the DQ finish kind of was like, wah, 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 wah.
This whole like I can't get into I can't get into any of this. Just I love Thekla. She's doing great. No real interest in like Hater and Sheeta. Statlander unfortunately wasn't there. And like there's nothing for me to like sink my teeth into with this.
Because they don't care about creating stories with the women's division. It's like how they came up with the whole 4-way. It just felt so
that's what I'm saying.
put together. Like there's no story really being told. I had people telling me, well, what about the story that's going on with Sheeta and Statlander? Sheeta sometimes is a heel and then sometimes she's not. That's the story. That's not really a story. That's a character beat. But that's not really a story beat. That's not a story that's progressing. One moment she thinks that she's gonna just leave Hater hanging on the tag, and then she decides to tag in and run wild like a babyface. And then after the matchup, she's like, you know what? I'm gonna be out. Let me get out of here. I'm gonna leave.
See, I didn't mind the DQ because Thekla was the one that did it, and I just buy that Thekla just like doesn't give a fuck, and she's like, screw this match, let me just hit you with this title here, I don't really care about the end result. I was like, all right, sure. But yeah, the whole thing is like, this felt just like such a throw together match of like, hey, we're doing a 4-way at the pay-per-view next week, one person's not here, but we can get the other 3 in the match, here you go everybody. And because I'm sure it was supposed to be Statlander instead of Windsor. I would imagine, anyway, that it was going to be Statlander instead of Windsor in this match, and they were going to do a effective can they coexist as a 3-team against the Triangle of Madness type thing. But it just, it's very much New Japan Road 2 match.
It very much was, but they didn't have a designated young boy to take the fall, apparently. I thought Julia Hart would just lose because you want to continue.
Yeah, they don't have any problem beating Julia.
Yeah, the Brawling Birds are on a streak of winning when they are teamed up with one another, whether it's tag team action or trios action, and Julia Hart isn't in the Owen. Like Sky Blue's in the Owen, Alex Windsor's in the Owen, Sheeta and Hater are in the 4-way, as well as Thekla. So it made sense if Julia Hart would have lost there. But I guess they're trying to put over Julia Hart with the Miss now, after she took out Persephone with the Miss, and now she's taking out a referee with the Miss and stuff. So yeah. No,
I said this. Yeah, 3 like. But it's still a thrown together match of hey.
It's still thrown together. Like there was literally no type of build up to creating the 4-way at Delayed Grads. Like that's the point. That's why it's thrown together. That's why it feels haphazardly put together with the whole women's division, because they're not really telling stories. They're not building people up. Hater won one matchup and now she's getting another title match, and they were trying to tell the story of, oh, Hater got cheated, she's going for another opportunity and stuff like that, but they haven't really effectively told that story. And then the Sheeta and Statlander, they lost for the tag team titles. They won one tag team matchup, and now they're getting a shot at the women's world championship. That's not a story. That's not an effectively told story either.
And then Persephone was hurt, but I guess she'll be back in time for at least the Owen. But that could be, she's not going to be at that match. Is not at Double or Nothing, so it could be a couple weeks later.
Because they have 2 people that are technically injured right now in the Owen.
Yeah, well, I guess they feel confident they're going to be cleared within the next couple of weeks whenever they do these matches. Otherwise, I get maybe you do the Mercedes replacement. Then. Persephone or Saray, they can't go, and so Mercedes ends up being the replacement there. Kevin Knight open challenge answered by Brian Cage. He is back looking more swole than ever, as you mentioned. It was good clearly some mistimed stuff. Obviously, the spot in the corner, which they saved pretty well, because Brian Cage is a friggin' monster as a with his strength to pick up Knight like that. I didn't know if on Kevin Knight's dive if like Cage was supposed to catch him or he was supposed to just roll over him. It worked. It did work. I don't know if they screwed it up or not, though, but I was like, hey, you know what? This actually turned out okay for them. But yeah, I thought it was good. I didn't think it ventured into the fully great territory, though.
No.
And then Kevin.
No, it was supposed to be a matchup, and I thought they were with the little miscues on the matchup, and you can understand miscues with Cage being out of action for over a year now. But I thought in the improvisation that he did in the matchup, I thought he did look good, and you could see him working off the ring rust in this matchup. And Kevin Knight is just so athletic and can do things that not a lot of people in AEW is able to do. I like how they build to the jumping up DDT throughout the matchup, because he tried for it early in the matchup, he tried it in the middle of the matchup and wasn't able to hit it, and then finally he hit it and then hit the UFO splash for the victory. I felt like all the setup that they've been doing with Knight and Speedball, whether it was on Fairway to Hell last week or this week on this show with their back-to-back matches, I really thought they were going to do Kevin Knight and Speedball at Double or Nothing. And maybe they still can, but I wasn't expecting Speedball to issue a challenge for the AEW World Championship. I thought we were lead, because even in that promo that they did after the win, you could see Speedball looking at the TNT title. So I thought they were going to go in that direction.
They're just going to add both of them to Stadium Stampede. That's my assumption.
Why the hell not? They got more Don Callis family members to play there. 9 on 9.
On, Rocky, Trent, come on. Brian Cage is back. Get his ass in there. Like, it'll be fine.
9 on 9. Let's do it. It's gonna be Cage and Archer.
Yeah, just
the murder machines. The murder machines are added.
Add them in there as well. And then we got the Owen brackets. So let's pop these up. And this goes into our poll question, which I'm doing an hour and 40 minutes into our show. But I've had it here this whole time. I knew the poll question was going to be. Which one are you more excited for? The men's Owens tournament or the women's Owen tournament? I feel like most people are going to say women, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get some surprise answers. You can vote on our poll question here. All right. Let me bring up the graphics. This is the women's bracket here. We have Persephone and Hazuki, Willow and Windsor, Mina and Athena, and Sky Blue and Suri, which is blocked by the poll question, but that's who it is. On first glance, I thought Willow and Mina. That was my first initial look at everything. What did you think when you first saw the bracket?
When I first saw the graphic, I was like, oh, we're doing a rematch from the 2023 Owen final of Athena and Willow. But because the tournament finals is at Forbidden Door, to me, it would make more sense if it's Willow and Suri.
Okay. Is there any way Persephone wins on that side of the bracket? Because Willow seems to be the consensus here.
Willow is the one who has the story where she's been on this run as TBS champion, 9 successful defenses. She is a previous Owen Hart Cup winner. I could see her that's the one that I could see go into it. I know there is the argument people have been saying, in the chat and what I've seen online, that you can have Alex Windsor win the tournament, so it can be husband and wife are basically going to be going to Wembley Stadium to challenge for the AEW or world titles. But I think that they have been setting up so much Windsor and Hayter going after the women's tag team championships. I don't think you should revert course that much. And I don't think that Windsor has the momentum to win this entire tournament. And we'll see. We'll see a lot earlier because I feel like whoever wins between Willow and Windsor is going to the finals though. Because I don't see Persephone or Hazuki beating either one of those two in the semifinals. And this all depends on if Persephone is healthy enough to be in the tournament, if Sarai, who's taken a month off from competition in Japan, if she's healthy enough to, and she has neck issues, he said, if she's healthy enough to be in the tournament, because this can all change. These predictions can all change if they are replaced by Mercedes Moné. If they're replaced by Mercedes Moné, then it's Mercedes Moné's tournament to lose.
Do they do for the second straight year the TBS champion winning the Owen, and then assuming the winner gets the title match at All In for the second straight year, TBS title versus world title, unless Willow drops it between the TBS title between All In and Forbidden Door when she wins this, but it would be 2 straight years of that same story.
Yeah, I could see where that could be redundant, but this year I would do Willow deciding she wants to put the TBS title on the line, make it champion versus champion, winner takes all for Forbidden for All In. I can see something like that, but there is a bunch of time because Forbidden Door, we've already discussed that they're going to possibly do a July pay-per-view with Redemption. You can have Willow lose the title then. Maybe she loses it to someone like a Sky Blue, who's in the Triangle of Madness and is very much akin to the first thing that I think of when I think of person who's a mid-card champion winning a shot at the world title and losing their mid-card championship to someone in their stable. I think of Orlando Jordan beating John Cena for the US championship before Cena beat JBL for the WWE championship at WrestleMania 21. You could just have it like that with Willow losing the TBS title on the road to All In.
Okay. And then the men's bracket.
And I could also wanted to mention, because I did bring up the possibility of Mercedes replacing somebody in that bracket. I can also see a world where Mercedes comes back and goes directly after the AEW Women's World Championship, and she's the champion going against Willow. And then it makes even more sense to do winner takes all TBS title versus AEW Women's World Championship then.
Yeah, could see that if that's the direction that they go in. Men's bracket: Samoa Joe, Will Ospreay, Mark Davis, Jack Perry, Swerve Strickland, Bandito, Claudio Castagnoli, Brody King. My first thought was Ospreay and Swerve in the finals.
Yeah.
I thought Claudio and Ospreay has a story to it with Ospreay and the Death Rider stuff. I'm not ruling that one out, but I still think it's going to be Ospreay and Swerve.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Ospreay and Swerve, and this is something that they have kind of. I'm like, if it is Ospreay and Swerve, I'm really wishing that they would have just had the Young Bucks win at All In last year, because I feel like it would be even more meaningful if the Young Bucks had won at All In, where Swerve and Ospreay could never challenge for the AEW World Championship for this whole entire year, and now they had to enter the Owen to get the title opportunity after the 1-year ban was up. I think it would have been more meaningful for this to happen, but it seems like a foregone conclusion that it's going to be Ospreay and Swerve, and that's a story that writes itself with their friendship, with the fact that Ospreay has never beaten Swerve, the fact that they had that epic matchup in 2024 for the AEW World Championship where Swerve beat Ospreay. So it's all those stories coming together here where it feels like that's the perfect storm of a final, and I think this tournament probably going to have nothing but absolute bangers, because I think Joe and Ospreay is going to be fantastic at Double or Nothing. Swerve and Bandito will be amazing. Mark Davis and Jack Perry have had nothing but really good matches so far in their series, and this will be match 3. I think Davis beats Perry again to set up Davis versus Ospreay in the rematch, so Ospreay can get his win back in the semifinals from the matchup that he lost via referee stoppage a couple of weeks ago. And I think Claudio and Brody is interesting, where I could see, like you said, Claudio making it at least to the second round and eventually losing to Swerve, and kind of keep positioning the Death Riders as leaning more babyface in their tweener role. But I can see Brody moving on to try to get revenge on Swerve, where it's not a foregone conclusion that Swerve's just going to beat him again. You can kind of play with that and say that Brody wants to get his win back from Revolution, but eventually does lose to Swerve. And then the final, I think it's everybody's pick right now for the Owen. Seems like it's going to be Will Ospreay.
No Kenny in this, and no Moxley, because I think many of us thought
no Andrade.
Yeah, I think many of us thought that Ospreay against Kenny, Ospreay against Moxley would be possibly the finals here. Does this lend more credence to Ospreay and Kenny at All In and not Ospreay and MJF?
I think it does. I think it does. I think we're getting the booking that I suggested on social media a couple of weeks ago, that Omega is going to be forced to put his career on the line for another opportunity at the AEW World Championship. It's going to be career versus title at Redemption, Omega and MJF 3. And we're going to finally see Omega finally beat MJF for the world title, finally beat MJF, period, in AEW. And then he goes on to Wembley Stadium to face Ospreay for the world title in the third match of their series.
Okay. I could see that. I could 100% see that. And I do think Kenny not being in this does kind of lead it more into, it could be Kenny and Ospreay at All In, because I think we all thought that it was going to probably be the Owen final, and now, unless Kenny Omega is going to replace somebody in the tournament, that's not going to happen. So yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, yeah, you do Redemption being Ospreay and Moxley, Kenny and MJF. I mean, that's a strong 2 main event card right there. Yeah. So yeah.
You can also do the Mercedes winning the world title against Tekla there. If you want to set up Mercedes and Willow in the All In world title match.
Yeah. Anything else from Dynamite?
That was it for the most part from the show. We got like little tidbits of stuff throughout the show, like another Roosh VP. What are we doing with Roosh? I'm really kind of confused, because we're not doing him unless we're doing Darby and Roosh on the 1 hour collision. That's gonna be before Double or Nothing. I don't know what we're doing. Oh yeah, Kyle O'Reilly issued the challenge to Moxley for the Continental title. I think we're still going to get, it's an AEW pay-per-view, guys. They're not going to keep it at 8 matches. There's 8 matches confirmed right now. We're doing Kyle O'Reilly and Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. For the AEW Continental Championship. Yeah. Mark Briscoe is back. We're doing Mark Briscoe and Tommaso Ciampa next week on the 3-hour Dynamite and Collision, which, hey, that's two really good matches we're going to get next week. All you have to do is fill out like 5 more matches to fill this 3-hour program, but you're going to book that final hour like it's a 1 hour of Collision. I hate the way they do these 3-hour shows. Why can't they just do a 3-hour Dynamite, Jeremy? Why?
I think they just like the differential, and I don't know when it comes to like ratings on that, because the Collision hour is always down anyway. Mm-hmm. I feel like that works into their argument, though, is they can just be like, hey, look, Dynamite did this great number, instead of, it got dragged down by the 3rd hour. Well, that was just Collision. So that has nothing to do with what Dynamite did. I legitimately think that's like part of their argument. I'm not even joking.
No, you're absolutely right. You are right. That is what their thinking is with that, but
because people who watch on HBO Max know, and I complain about this every single time, is I got to switch the streams. Mm-hmm. I'm watching on HBO Max and I'm watching Dynamite, and then it's like, oh, your show has ended. I was like, great, now I got to back out of here, get the Collision stream up, and then I might miss a couple of seconds. But it's like, this is the dumbest shit in the world. It's effectively the same show, but I think they want to count it as two different shows because they don't want the Dynamite number to look as bad being dragged down by the third hour. So it's just like, oh, Collision just did that rating.
So
it's like, oh, okay.
I'm guessing they're also, if they don't announce it, because they didn't announce really anything for this Saturday, then that's a live episode of Collision. Maybe they'll announce some stuff either today or at Supercard of Honor. But if they don't do it for Saturday, I'm thinking they're going to do the FTR, Orange, and Roderick next week on the 3-hour show. So that will probably give them the Collision main event for next week. That makes sense in that position.
It does. If I'm Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong, I guess they get the match against FTR, and it's not just any. Although I feel like if Cope and Christian win the titles, they would be like, yeah, you can get your title match. It does. It does kind of lend credence to, or not lend credence. Sorry, it does. Like, Conglomeration's not going to win the titles if the match is next week. At least if they do it like after the Cope and Christian match, it's like, okay, well, maybe they have a shot.
But they need big matches, because I think that was the main thing of why I did not like at all. I gave a thumbs down to the 3-hour special that they did last week. They need to fill out this card and make it feel like it has big matches on the card, so we're not throwing out AR Fox, who hasn't been on TV in multiple months, in the 3rd hour and expecting a crowd that's already tired to react to him. You need big matches throughout the show, and you need to sprinkle it. So you need to book big matches for the show next week.
I think we're going to get a Darby title defense next week, though. I know.
Well, I know. Like I said, I think you're going to get Darby and Speedball. You're going to get, it's already announced Briscoe and Ciampa, but you need more stuff. So I think that the tag team match. No, I love AR Fox. Don't get me wrong. I love AR Fox, but we cannot deny he hasn't been on AEW television in months, and he did not get a reaction when he came out for his matchup with Speedball Mike Bailey last week. I'm just saying facts. I'm not throwing any shade on AR Fox. I love AR Fox. I watched the product. I seen him on Collision 3-4 months ago. I see him on ROH. I watch ROH. I'm one of 11 people that watch ROH. What are we talking about here? I'm going to watch ROH tonight.
I think next week's show, they need to put the ROH World Champion on the show. Give him a big title defense.
I'm Vanilla, baby.
The new ROH World Champion, SP3. The new ROH World Champion.
Bandito versus Jay Lethal as a follow-up to him beating Blake Christian on Supercard of Honor. Bandito defends against Jay Lethal to hype himself up for his matchup with Swerve Strickland. I think there's a good shot that Swerve interferes and helps Blake win on Friday.
Blake wins clean, flawless victory.
I don't know about that. He's in the Owen.
Bandito.
He's in the Owen. We're not seeing that. He's in the Owen.
Squashes Bandito. And then you tell the story of Bandito has lost his way, and then Swerve squashes him as well, and Bandito has to be off to find himself.
He has to beat off?
Be off.
Oh, I thought you said he has to beat off. I was like, what?
He has to beat off to find himself, and he aligns with Jack Perry.
Beat off and Jack off. What? I was like, what?
Jack Perry and Bandito come together as the Beat Off Boys.
I was like, what the hell did you just say? What the hell does beating off have to do with anything? Best way to find yourself beating off.
Post-nut clarity. I mean, come on now. That's a thing.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
Come on now.
I can see all the obstacles in my way.
What was your moment of Wednesday, SP3?
That. My moment of Wednesday, man, there's a lot of choices. Like I said, this was a really good episode, but I'm gonna have to give it to MJF seeing bald people. It was like he was like Haley Joel Osborne. You just put MJF behind the covers. I see bald people. I see bald people.
My moment of Wednesday was Takeshita and Darby, specifically the Blue Thunder bomb spot on the outside and the top rope super German suplex with a bridge. And Darby, absolute madman, taking both of those, and Takeshita more than willing to be like, yep, let me just toss you on your ass and back. This is the meanest thing anybody has said to me today. You guys have been very mean to me today.
Worse ideas. Right. I thought like I watch our shorts here, and I saw Jeremy praising the Kalani Jordan and Kendall Gray matchup, and I was like, he called it a really good matchup, and I was like, I don't know if I would call it that. I thought it was a good matchup. I don't know if it's really good. And then I see freaking Bully Ray say it was incredible. Oh my god! I was like, well,
I'm graded on the NXT curve too, SP3. Come on now. For NXT, it was really good.
We've seen a great Kendall Gray matchup on NXT television with the Lola.
We have. I didn't say it was great.
I know.
I said it was really good. For the NXT curve, it was a really good match. The difference between me and Bully Ray is that he believes all this stuff and like really thinks that these wrestling companies should do it. I'm just tossing shit out there and be like, hey, this would be something fun. Go find yourself. Hey, that's what Christian was doing when he was off television for so long.
He was being off. Just being off. That's what I was doing, sir. I expect, because I saw that that Fightful did the article on the results, but I saw you didn't do it, so you didn't watch any from the best of Super.
No, I have not watched it this morning. No, I will watch it. I'll catch up probably this weekend. I usually like binge the tournament stuff.
Good, smart move. But yeah, really great show this morning, I will say. For one of the better New Japan shows of the year so far, since like Wrestle Kingdom. Just nothing but nonstop action and different type of matches. You would love the House of Torture special that was Show versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru, when it was just them trying to cheat the entire matchup and trying to get the other in trouble with the referee to the point that it just ends in a disqualification, which this is the best use of a DQ I've seen from a wrestling promotion in the last 24 hours. So I will give them credit for that. Some really good, really great matches on the show, especially the main event, Kotei Fujita versus Francisco Akira. I would say go out of your way to watch that one. Nick Wayne and Robbie X was a very fun sprint. You had Kushida and Robbie Eagles in a technical wrestling clinic. Go out of your way to watch that one. That was so unique to everything else on the card. Wato and Teton was a lot of fun. And the Dase Sasaki versus El Desperado was a surprisingly really good matchup as well.
I will check it. I'll check everything out this weekend. I'll do kind of a binge of everything, especially I don't know if there's going to be any. I mean, Thunder might play on Sunday. I think Sunday would be the earliest we would start. I don't know when the abs would start. So I'm hoping to have like a pretty clean weekend of not having to be sports worried, sports stressed about things, but we shall see. All right. Results of our poll question. Which one are you more excited for? 67% said the women's Owen tournament. 33% said the men's Owen tournament. So there you go. We got a couple super chats to check up on. Louis said, "Where's Gingy?" Dead.
Show him the picture.
Apparently.
Show him the picture again.
I put it back up. And I was sent these photos for those Who missed it? Gingy it looked like Shrek and Donkey took him out.
Hey, you didn't know. You didn't know who I was calling. He didn't know. He didn't know that was that while he was holding them up, I was giving them the call.
And Evolve saying, I was wrong yesterday. This is the best episode of Shrek and a Fool. Do I do ITW Unreal on the Gingy bit here?
Yeah, well, we gotta do that on FIFO Select. They gotta pay.
Oh, that's a FIFO Select exclusive.
That's a FIFO
ITW
paid
Unreal.
subscription. Paid subscription for ITW Unreal.
I was supposed to have a podcast on FIFO Select. I just never.
There you go. It's ITW Unreal, where you just explain bits from ITW.
Like 5 people would listen to that. It'd be like Louis Volib, and that would be like it. And be like, all right. SP3 will confirm. I put a lot of thought into that bit with the Gingerbread Man. Like a 4-day bit, but I put a ton of thought into it. My wife will have to. She'll never do this show because she's smart, but she'd have to get on here for some of this stuff because like I run everything by her first, and she's the one who tells me because I had like a different idea for this, and she was like, "You can't do that. That one's not gonna work for this." I was like, "Yeah, like I get it, but She was like, "You got to figure something else out." I was like, "Okay, I'll figure something else out." So that's what I came up with.
Oh, the humanity.
Gingy, we didn't do anything, man. SP3 put a hit out, and
what are you talking
in.
about? I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you're on record of putting this hit out. You were not subtle about this yesterday.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. These are accusations. Allegations. I don't know about that.
All right. What did we accomplish today, SP3?
Well, you got to do best matches.
Okay. You got best matches. Sorry, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I forgot it was Thursday. I don't know what day it is.
Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for best matches of the week. I got some honorable mentions for Atlantis Jr. and Neon versus Hermanos Chavez from the Martes Populares show on Tuesday. I got Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker from Backlash. Despite Seth Rollins getting clowned on social media, it was a really good matchup. And just for Jeremy, I have Kendall Gray and Kalani Jordan. It gets an honorable mention.
I'll take that.
Number 10, I went with Cope and Cage, OC, and the Bucks versus FTR, Dogs, and Ciampa from last night's Dynamite. Number 9, I got Dase Sasaki versus El Desperado from this morning's Best of Super Juniors Day 1. Then I got at number 8, Kushida and Robbie Eagles from this morning's Best of Super Juniors Day 1. Then we got at number 7, Io Sky and Asuka from Backlash. Great matchup. They worked really well together, and I was very surprised they got so much time on this show to kind of give them the whole ending that they officially needed before Asuka took her break. Number 6, I got Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu from Backlash. Great main event matchup. I love the fact that Roman just went out of his way to make Fatu look like a world beater before cheating to get the victory, and no one mentions that Roman cheated on Raw. Made this even better to me. Number 5, I went with Will Ospreay versus Ace Austin from last night's Dynamite because this was a banger. It made Ace Austin look great, and it needed 5 more minutes, not 5 less minutes. Number 4, Darby Allin and Pac from Fairway to Hell. I gave that 4.5 stars. Just a stellar matchup between these two. Very memorable stuff with the fight in the bunker, the fight on the balcony, the toss from the balcony, Darby pulling a sting at the end and low blowing and hitting Pac with the title before getting the win. Great stuff that really put over Darby as this unstoppable kind of a guy that's always going to survive no matter what you do to him. Number 3, I went with Kosei Fujita versus Francisco Akira from this morning's Best of Super Juniors 33 Day 1. Excellent matchup. Go out of your way to watch this one if you haven't already. They just went balls to the wall from the minute go. Right even before the bell, they start brawling. It got bloodshed, has a ridiculous table spot, hard hitting intensity at its finest. A great way to kick off the tournament. Number 2 is actually from last week, but I watched it this week, so I had to include it. I went with Takami Ohara versus Saray from the Marvelous 10th Anniversary show. This was the Battle of Spark Rush, and man, oh man, this is one of the best women's matches of the year so far. They just went out there, beat the absolute hell out of one another. Saray's limb work, working over the leg, was brilliant throughout the matchup, and it really built up to Ohara making her comeback at the end, and just these two women just had splendid chemistry together. But number 1 this week from last night's Dynamite, Darby Allin, Konosuke Takeshita, AEW World Championship matchup. A German suplex with a bridge off the top rope. That's all I need to say. 4 3/4 stars.
Wow, I can't believe Joe Hendry and the Street Profits against the Vision didn't make the list.
That better be on your worst matches of May list. That's all I know.
I mean, it wasn't even the worst match of the week, so I don't know if it's gonna.
What was the worst match of the week?
Oh, Tala Tonga and Damian Priest.
Oh,
that match wasn't good.
Wasn't good.
Yeah. I mean, it still might make my worst of May, but we're only halfway through May, and you know, there's already been some stuff, and there's gonna be some more stuff. So,
what was the last great match on SmackDown? I think it was Sammy and Carmelo.
Sammy and Carmelo, yeah.
I'm
the first one. If there's been, yeah. Everything else has been like fine-ish to good.
Yeah, there's been fine, good matches. Like I see, for someone's mentioning, of course, Alexis Bliss Gamer saying Fatal Influences, Star Alexa, and Rhea Ripley was the match of the week.
It was a good match.
It was fine.
Good. Yeah,
it was fine. I think it was a little below most of our expectation, because I think with those ladies, they have a great match in them, but it was just fine. It was more to set up the Jade Cargo return more than anything.
I mean, yeah, it was. I'm just trying to think back to SmackDown. I already know it's gonna win my worst match of the month anyway. It literally took place on the first day of May. Think of a women's tag team match in WWE.
Any women's tag team matchup in WWE. Oh, it's Brie Bella and Paige versus the Irresistible Forces. Man, me and Top Guy JJ, our Rated Raw review, we had such a good time talking about that promo on Monday.
Oh.
Your mom.
Oh man.
That should be match of the week. That should be match of the week. Your mom. And Brie Bella versus the microphone is the match of the week. It is the rivalry of the year. Your mom.
Oh man, that was something. That was something. Well, we may get some more bad matches on TNA tonight. It's a live TNA show. Those can be a hit and miss on there.
I think Leon Slater and Cedric should be good. I'm looking
now.
Leon
Leon Slater and Cedric should be good. Battle Royal, it's a battle royal.
Battle Royal.
It's tough to fully screw those up.
Do you think Leon wins or Cedric's gonna win?
I think Leon wins. I think they want to give him the record.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think this is their way to be like, come on, Leon, just sign on this contract. Yeah. This is not a new contract. We just want to clear you for something.
Somebody said ITW Unreal Black Family versus Wyatt 6. That we can't do, there is no Unreal for just the shit SP3 and I literally spitball on this show. Because it's not like we sat.
That's not planned. Yeah.
No. Very little planning goes into like what we actually talk about. Anything planned is just, hey, I'm gonna do this, and then we will basically spitball off of that. Like I said, like the whole thing this morning where I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let Shrek and all of them do their own show. Like I did not tell SP3 about that at all. I was like, I'm gonna say something at the beginning of the show. He knew the rest of the setup, but I was like, I'm gonna say something at the beginning of the show to set this up. And then I didn't know he was gonna do the whole phone call thing. So no, there's no planning that goes into like that portion of the show. It's literally just like, hey, I got this idea. This is how I'm gonna do it. This is kind of what I need from you, and then we go from there. But there is very much like, I do put a lot of thought into it of like what I'm going to do with everything. But once we actually like get to the execution, yeah, there's no real thought into that.
Indeed. Best morning show in the game. This is why y'all come every morning here.
All right, what did we accomplish today, SP3?
We accomplished a lot. We got rid of threats to our show, to the sanctity of what is in the weeds, and the pride and esteem that we put in this show. We couldn't have culture appropriating mascots take over our show. And I appreciate the compliance and collaboration of not just Jeremy, but also Shrek and Donkey for making this a clean and very well-established professional show that is the best morning show in the game. We don't try to get busted open over here. We don't like bloodshed. We like doing it the pure rules way. And that's why we are in the weeds. Thank you, Shrek and Donkey. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, the people of In the Weeds. 99.9% of you.
Who's the 0.1% SP3?
I think he's gone after I called him a moron.
So mean to Xeno.
So 100% of you. I apologize. 100% of you.
You're so mean to Xeno. The biggest thing we accomplished today is, yes, we will continue to do this show, and anybody who tries to threaten to take this show from us might end up milking cookies. That's all I know. I don't know how, but they might end up milking cookies. Let everybody know where they can find you at SP3.
You can find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can find me in about 40 minutes with Jimmy Macaram on AE Ramble reviewing last night's AEW Dynamite. We'll be there. And of course, I'll be on the True Hill Heat flagship podcast on Saturday, 10:05 a.m. Eastern time, where we'll be joined by special guests because we are podcasts. One of my favorite podcasts is in the world. They do the Black Family Feud. If you've seen the shorts on your YouTube feeds, they'll be joining my team over on True Hill Heat, as we'll have THH versus BWA in a all-time WWE fantasy draft. So join us on Saturday, 10:05 a.m. Eastern time for that, and of course 1:05 for AE Ramble.
We're back tomorrow. Myself and Joel. Joel's going to make me talk about a live TNA episode that I may or may not watch. I'll probably be watching Perfect Match instead, because that sounds way better than a live episode of TNA. Kimmy might be here to like preview ROH or something. There's a show allegedly happening there. I don't know. That seems like something, maybe. And I don't know what else. Joel's going to listen to Drake. I think that's the biggest thing tomorrow is
Yes.
Joel's going to have to listen to Drake. Everybody listen to Drake tonight, or don't. I don't really care. But everybody come up with a song that you want Joel to listen to tomorrow. That's the homework assignment from everybody tonight is find a Drake. And you don't even really have to listen to the album. You can just like look at the comments on social media and see which songs are bad and be like, all right, Joel has to listen to that one. I don't care how you come up with the conclusion. This is not math of like show your work. I don't care. Just I need an answer. That's it. That's all I care about. So come up with a song, the Drake song off the new album that Joel needs to listen to on here. All right, folks. We'll be back tomorrow. And myself and Joel. Back tonight, myself and Jensen on the spotlight. We got that little bitch, Cole Radrick. He's allegedly actually going to join the show and not be a coward this week. We'll see. And Kyle Peterson, figure collector, got some insight into AEW and Jazz Wares and that relationship seemingly going by the wayside. So Kyle's going to join us as well. So if you like figure collecting and things of that nature, that'll be the show for you tonight. And if you want to see me get bullied by Cole Radrick and fight back, that'll also be something you can do tonight. Until then, everyone enjoy your Thursday. Don't watch TNA, or do if you don't like your life. Until then, talk to everybody later.
Watch our